Hey all you winners and losers, I'm Dale Robin Jr. the third, and this is Slow to Pro, the video series where I go from slow to the never-ending bottom of the middle. Today, for the first time ever, we're at Zolder with the greatest goons in the galaxy, Zealous Racing League, for round 6 of their 10th season. It's time for the green flag. And we are starting in P20 out of 22 total cars on the field, and my goal for this race is going to be just, honestly, anything under P20 I'm going to be happy with. It's my first ever time at Zolder. I didn't even do any practice race starts against the AI because quite frankly, I'm irresponsible. But luckily, it's a pretty easy circuit to learn. Unluckily, it's a very narrow circuit in some sections, which means it's very difficult to make a pass. As you're going to see here as we come through whatever turn number this is, our good friend slash nemesis, Glenn, is going to come up the inside, and we're going to go too wide through the chicane because he's got balls the size of a steroided bull. Well, a bull that took steroids to make its balls bigger, I mean. And because of those gargantuan testes, he's able to make that pass and make it stick as we sweep down into turn 6, headed for the most challenging part of the circuit, turn number 7. This entire complex is turn number 7, apparently. And we're able to squeak through the entire thing without getting busted up. So is everybody else. Real quick, Michael, you think you could do me the honor of clicking subscribe, Mike? We are inching our way toward the 200 mark, and I would really appreciate your help, Michael. Thank you, Mike. You're a real one. And as we come back to the action now, we're getting close to the finish of lap 1. We are sitting in P18, which honestly, I'd be more than happy to hold on to for the next 58.5 minutes. But we're going to go ahead and then skip now just a tiny bit to when that doesn't happen. It's lap 2 and the chicane does what the chicane do. And I knew that was coming. I knew it was a win, not an if, that the chicane was going to do me dirty. And I was just hoping that it would come later in the race when I had some separation. But no, it came, lap 2. I guess that's not a bad spot for it to happen either. We're going to regain one position here to a very fast driver who seems to have lost his way. Put us into P19. And let's go ahead and skip to when we catch back up to the group. We gained another position due to someone off track. We're in P18. We're on lap 5. Just under 53 minutes remaining. Coming into the second chicane. And I just give him a little Oda blast. Eesh. That's bad driving right there, fellas. Apologies to the number 66 car. I sent him a Discord message as well, because I'm not a complete animal. I know when I've done wrong. But the stewards don't. At least not till they see this video. Got off with no penalty for that one. So yeah, that's P17 for the moment, and let's go ahead and skip to when we catch up to this line of 3 cars in front of us. Now, it took me about 3 laps to catch back up to these gentlemen, simply because they were all running very consistent laps. I was faster, but I was less consistent. And coming up to the chicane here, the Aston Martin's going to do the smart thing and avoid the curbs, and I'm just going to go right the hell over them because I have not learned my lesson. And it's going to result in a nice easy pass to put us up into P16. And if we skip ahead now about 10 minutes, kind of feels like deja vu here. Seemingly everybody's having problems with the chicane. On the exit here, the Audi in front of us goes a little bit wide. We're able to come up the inside and get another easy pass, put us into P15. Thank you. And now the only thing left to really attain is to pass this Mercedes in front of us, driven by Mr. Penny, our good friend slash nemesis, but he takes care of himself. That's P14. I love it. But we've still got that Audi, the number 203 car, driven by Mr. Turnbull, directly behind us. He's a very patient driver. If we skip ahead now, 10 minutes into the future, he's still directly on our tail as we enter the pits to clear our mandatory pit stop. Now, at this point, we were sitting at P13 because somebody ahead of us had cleared their pit stop beforehand, and everything went well. We didn't even speed into the pit box this time. But if we skip ahead now about 10 minutes forward, we came out of the pit box in P17, due in part to the 5.5 seconds of damage that I had sustained, and also due in part to the fact that I have no idea how to start the car by myself. So I have to use the assist, which adds like 5 to 10 seconds to every pit stop. So that's how we ended up in P17. But right here, Lamborghini in front of us has a little bit of a slip, goes off circuit a little bit there, loses a whole lot of exit speed, which is going to make for a very, very easy pass. Put us into P16 again, assuming that we can hold the inside line here through turn 1. We're able to do it. And we're going to go ahead and skip ahead now to a little over 12 minutes remaining in the race. We're sitting in P15. We gained that by somebody going off track through the chicane. And then deja vu, Same Aston Martin, same chicane, same result. That's going to put us in the P14 for the moment as the Aston Martin lets off the throttle to allow us to go back to single file. What a gentlemanly and smart thing to do. And let's go ahead and skip to the next bit of action. And just over 7 minutes to go, the fatigue sets in, the mistakes start to begin. Off track we go. We're able to keep it out of the wall. We let 2 blue flags past us, and there go 2 positions right past us. And we're going to go ahead and skip forward now about 30 seconds as we come up to turn 8. The Porsche leading this pack has a moment in the dirt, which is going to allow the Aston to go side by side. But what ends up happening is the Aston just unfortunately misses the braking point by a tiny bit. Those 2 bump and we're able to squeeze right up the inside of the Aston and gain 2 positions out of that. So that's P14 for the moment. But if we skip ahead, it's only a moment. Had a big old slip here on the exit of turn 7, took it all the way across the track into the other wall, and that little dance number right there is going to cost us 2 positions with 2 laps left to go in the race, just over a minute. And I'm having a big old war in my head right now. I just want it to be P20 or better. I'm sitting P16. Do I continue pushing, or do I just, chill out and cruise for these last 2 laps? And I decide, the fuck, I don't know how to chill out. I'm going. You give Dale Rodman Jr. III the option of a bird in the hand or 2 in the bush, he's going for the bush every fucking time. And at this point, I'm really hoping that the Aston Martin tries to make a move on the Porsche. I'm just hoping that somebody forces somebody to make a mistake and we can scoop up another 2-piece. It doesn't happen in turn 1, but as we head to turn 2, the Porsche cannot quite get it hooked up, runs off circuit, and then the Aston Martin and I sweep right through for a nice easy position gain here with 25 seconds remaining. But let's go ahead and skip to the final lap, headed into the chicane, pretty much 1 lap into the future here. And you may not be able to tell, but I really want this. So I'm in full push mode, and the Aston Martin is in full defend mode. We're gonna come through the chicane nice and clean. No mistakes to speak of just yet. Unfortunately, I was hoping that the Aston would slip up here. We're able to get right up onto the tail as we come through the sweeper. Even got a little throttle a little bit to avoid, getting too close for comfort. And then as we come up here to the hairpin, Aston Martin wisely going to cover the inside. And then I think, oh, great opportunity here. I'm going to sweep up. But no, he covers the inside of the exit as well as a great defense. And coming up to the final chicane of the final lap of a 1-hour race, he covers the inside. I'll try to go up the outside, but I can't make it happen. And then coming up here, I'm thinking we might have a drag race, but we got a booty blast. So that's going to lock up P15, which for this race is a result that I'm happy with. But that's going to leave us sitting in P19 in the championship, which I am not happy with. But yeah, that's it for today's action. I will be back later this week with a race from Kyalami on Low Fuel Motorsport, so look out for that. And we'll be back next week with Zealous Racing League for Oulton Park. As always, thank you for watching Slaughter Pro. I'm Dale Rodman Jr., the third. You guys have the kind of day you want to have.